Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Just had to switch over the microphone there because India had.
Because India. Oh, my fault.
India had borrowed it.
My fault. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I was using the microphone to arrange for food to be delivered to you.
No, you weren't.
I'm sorry that I was using the microphone to call your parents and tell them how much you love them. Because you forgot both their birthdays on the same day.
Sure.
I'm so sorry that I was saving children with the microphone.
It shouldn't be Twitch only. Why is it only Twitch?
Why is YouTube being such a bork lately? It seems like it's been having some problems. It had some problems last week too.
Let me check.
Curiouser and curiouser, Alice said as she tried to stream on YouTube.
No?
Rolando, I will not be convinced. It's just having some growing pains, that's all. It just needs time and understanding.
According to this, it should be okay. According to Restream, so let's check our actual.
Maybe Restream's lying to us though.
Maybe. No, I can get on YouTube.
Huh. Apparently YouTube's okay, but who knows? Maybe it's different for different people.
Maybe. Could well be like a connection thing. We're up there, so.
Your bad lady looks like she's looking at a picture of her father, and she's like, Father. Father.
What, you mean the reference in the top right?
Yeah.
What if I become father?
Father. Forgive me, Father. You know what I miss?
What do you miss?
Like, what I miss from olden times that I think we should still do today.
What should we do?
I miss seals that are cursed, that you can't break. I miss things being
seals,
yeah. I miss cursed seals, Mike. Why is nothing ever sealed with a curse now?
Superstition.
Did they all just get broken? No one made any new ones.
That could well.
They were like, this obviously doesn't work because every single person has broken the seal and everything. So
you think you'd be able to make more seals, but maybe the people that made the seals, they're no longer people who believe in seals to make seals enough for seals to be made.
I believe in seals. I'll make seals. I'll curse people all day long.
Maybe you can universally bring it back. You could be the source of seals.
Seal source.
Quick! It would seal too quickly. It's a swift seal.
Is that what mine is? What's the curse? I want a good curse.
You want a good curse?
May your toes shrivel.
How about one where if you open a box, then a mummy will come and steal your vital organs and fluids in order to regenerate himself.
Wow, Mike.
And
that's extreme.
Bring back his
Imhotep. I think someone's been watching too much Mummy.
Mummy.
I wonder why a mummy is called a mummy.
I think it's mummification. I don't know why it's mummy though. Seems weird. It seems weird that we've adopted the word to call our mothers.
Our beloved mothers. Those what birthed us.
Okay, questions.
What?
Any good UV unwrapping tutorials? Right now I'm wondering if I have to apply my mirror modifier on my model, then it's only made in half. Is it necessary to UV wrap?
Oh, I see. Like,
Sorry.
he's made half of it.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to unwrap both sides of the model. If you unwrap the model before you've applied the mirror modifier, and the model is symmetrical, and the UVs and the texture would be symmetrical, then you only need to unwrap one half of it.
Did you get that?
Because when you apply the mirror modifier, the extra set of UVs would be overlaid onto the other UVs, effectively just overlapping them. And they would be mapped symmetrically because of it.
The more you know. By the way, we looked up the origin of ice cream.
Oh yeah.
And it turns out ice cream was... Does anyone have any guess as to when ice cream was first invented in some form?
Yeah, give them us like a 2 to 3 minute buffer if you pitch in.
No looking Wikipedia like I did. That's my superpower. That's why they call me Wiki Woman. I have the power to Wikipedia anything if you give me some minutes and an internet connection. Okay, Rolando says by the Greeks.
By the Greek. The Greek god of ice cream.
Ah, ice creamocious. Rolando's like, no. Egyptians. Well, my friends, it was invented in 500 BC.
So it could have been Egyptian.
It was somewhere close to Egypt, but it wasn't Egypt. See, unfortunately, even though I can look stuff up on Wikipedia, I don't have a perfect memory. So it wasn't Egyptians, but it was very close to where Egyptians. It was close to Egypt, essentially.
Yeah.
500 BC. Can you believe that? What the heck? Where did they get the ice from? How did they keep it cold?
Didn't you say that they added salt to...
I said in China they did.
Okay.
In China, the way that they make their delicious sweet treats is to encase a container in snow and salt, which stops the thing inside from freezing.
Gotcha.
Where would they even get this stuff from now?
Maybe they have deep wells and mountains where the sun doesn't shine.
In the desert! Hey, Rainbow Pretzel. Hey, Rainbow Pretzel.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm a bit tired. And I had a bit of a stutter.
I think that's okay.
I can say it now, though. It looks good. If you bring that butt back, bring that butt back. Ooh, if you bring that butt back, bring that butt back. All the way down bad, but way down bears. I like bears frown where?
She might be talking about your animation as well.
Really?
I don't know why I assume a rainbow pretzel would be a female. I'm sorry. They might be talking about your animation.
That would be good. That would be cool. But it's okay if you're not. That's also fine. After all, animations exist to work in motion. And this is but one frame of the larger thing.
Yours is but one frame and mine is a butt frame.
Yours but... Yeah, you heard me. Yours but...
Yours but...
Hey! I said a Fuxi. Hello! I probably said your name wrong. Is it Fuxi or... I will call you Attila.
The one she can pronounce.
The one I can pronounce. Hey! Hello, Shine! Caves can be pretty cold. That's true. That's true, Steiny. Maybe that's where the ice cream comes from. The ice cream cave.
There's a cave in Egypt for ice cream. Now I found everything.
I believe it. It's called the Cave of Wonders.
That's
in India.
no.
In China. Africa.
I think that's closer, but I'm not. My geography's not great.
Arabian Nights.
Like the country or the city or whatever of Agrabah doesn't actually exist.
Arabian Days. It's like you're telling me that Aladdin doesn't exist. That's like you're telling me that the genie, voiced by Robin Williams, doesn't exist. It's like you're telling me that Iago doesn't exist.
He doesn't.
I have problems with your historical accuracy.
Fair enough.
Iago.
That was pretty good so far.
Thank you. Thank you. I did spend ages doing that when I was a kid.
You didn't?
Nope.
What
Just
did you
naturally good.
What did you?
Oh, I just did the ball sports and the biking.
We got gorshed. Rainbow Pretzel is now a follower. Thank you.
Thank you, Rainbow Pretzel.
Yay.
Oh, good cat face. Oh, goodbye, Shine. Have a good day.
Goodbye.
May your day be good.
Farewell. May we see you again.
I'm not quite sure when, but we stream on Wednesdays too. Thursdays also, yes. Fridays not this week because we have to leave, I guess. I lost the tune of the song, but I just went for it anyway.
We have to leave our nest.
We have to leave our nest. It's better. Fuck. So good. Damn it. Damn it. One day I'll surpass you. Where's a happy little Lauren?
Do you want to record your own, like, grunt Foley sounds? You know, like Link, he's like, ah! What he's doing, like, moves and stuff. Do you ever want to just record your own where it's just like,
no, mine are awful.
oh. I feel like I've just stumbled onto a nerve.
No, it's just like when I am working, I make awful sounds.
Never.
I do. I
Never.
make lizard sounds, and then sometimes I mumble phrases to myself.
I like them.
And sometimes I just say no.
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 Oh, another Gorsh. Yay, Travis Anderson art.
Hello, good morning.
You did catch us. We're on Twitch. Hello.
How you faring? You caught us. Will we obey you, or will you need to get a different gym badge?
Oh, that's so quick.
What's your level?
What's your level? We are.
Yo boy, what's your type?
What type of Pokemon would you be? Not which
normal
one, but
I like to defy expectation.
I don't think you'd be normal.
You don't? You're so sweet. You don't think I'd be a normal as a type? You don't think people will be like, is this a Pokemon or is this actually an animal? Because we do have animals in our world.
Would you just have like the power is just like bake for one round?
Absorb sunlight.
With lizard.
And then
lie in the sun.
What about you? What type would you be?
Me?
Yeah. I don't see anybody else around here.
Aside from the people in the chat.
Apart from the people in the chat, but I don't see them.
I would probably be like, I know what I'd want to be, but I'm trying to think about what I'm like.
Come on, what would you want to be? This is a world of dreams. It's your imagination.
Oh, I would be an electrical type.
Yeah, nice.
I would probably be a ground type.
How come? Because you'd be immune. Oh. I was like, because you like electricity, so you'd be immune to electricity, but no. You can have sedentary electric types, probably.
Probably.
I answered the question wrong. Can you ask it to me again?
What type of Pokemon would you be?
Bulbasaur.
Yeah, okay.
Bulbasaur's his type.
Would you want to be Bulbasaur or would you want to be a big old Venusaur or an Ivysaur?
Bulbasaur is the type of Pokemon.
Oh. Is it?
So Venusaur's still Bulbasaur type.
Is that how it works?
I've decided.
Okay.
I've decided that Bulbasaur is now a type.
So you got like fire, wind, afternoons, Bulbasaurs.
Bulbasaurs, yeah.
Okay.
Bulbasaurs are strong against afternoons.
Hey, afternoons can be really powerful.
But weak to ice cream type.
They're just distracted by ice cream types. How did we get onto this? Okay.
How do we get onto Pokemon?
An afternoon type of Pokemon would be awesome.
Bug type would be cool. I like bug types.
If they run out of elements, because they keep adding more. Because they've got dark, light.
Oh my gosh. Light? No, they don't have light.
Twilight Pokemon.
For one thing.
Twilight.
For another thing, they keep adding more types. Dark was added back when I was in high school. It's not exactly a recent addition.
It's not, but they added it.
They did add it.
Well, in order to
but they keep adding more types implies they've continued to do so.
In order to add more,
I mean, to be fair.
In order to keep adding things, they have to have previously added things, and you just gave an example of when they added something.
Well,
regardless of time.
To be fair, they did add fairy type, like in the past 10 years. So.
Yeah. Isn't there like flying type as well?
There was always flying type. Right? I think actually I could be wrong about that. Flying type could have been added just after. Anyway, I'm sure that's not too interesting to just hear people talk about Pokemon types.
I don't know. I think it's interesting to hear about people who don't really know about Pokemon types talk about Pokemon types. Because if they are so knowledgeable, you just be like, yeah, okay, but because we're being slightly...
Because we don't know what we're talking about, you mean?
Yeah. Then there's gaps that people can fill with laughter.
Well, what's more interesting is what kind of Pokemon type you would add if you could add a type.
That requires...
thought.
Genuine creativity.
Yeah.
Afternoon type.
Afternoon type. Like it.
Or deep sea.
Deep sea type.
Yeah.
So it's not water. It's deep sea.
Yeah. Where they have powers of crushing pressure.
What about like a music type Pokemon that changes your Pokemon game into a rhythm matching game? Make combat more interesting. He's staring at me with his mouth agape.
Yeah, that's a great idea. That might actually make me more interested to play.
Yeah, me too.
Because I find Pokemon, like the creatures and finding them is good, and I like Pokemon in that way.
I like catching new ones,
but
and being excited about them.
Battling and all of that stuff.
Battling's the weakest part of the game.
Yeah.
Because it becomes rock, paper, scissors. It becomes who can switch out to a type which is weak against it.
Yeah.
Strong against it, rather.
I'm sure it gets more complex in depth when you play against like other players at high levels and there's tension there. But I never get that far because I get bored.
Mm. There isn't a void type, Travis. That could be something that could be added.
Void type's good.
Oh my god.
But yeah, deep sea type would have like crushing pressure moves, or maybe they themselves would explode when they come out of the Pokeball.
Yeah, maybe they would just fall apart because they'd be like, I don't have the pressure.
Or maybe like when you catch them when you're in the submarine in this Pokemon game, and then they're like this size, but then when you bring them out the Pokeball and they don't have all the crushing pressure, they're like, and they're massive, like gargantuan.
Actually, you know what? I'm into this idea. I think maybe it should be a type where it's like alter dimension types.
Okay.
And they're just Pokemon from our own world. So you can just use Megalodon. Or dinosaur. Generic dinosaur.
Yeah. India uses dinosaur.
Pterodactyl. Triceratops.
What would they be called as Pokemon names though?
No, they would just be the animals.
Raptor.
But they would be alien to the Pokemon world, so.
Oh, right, okay. So you just be like, Triceratops, go. And they'll be like, oh, it's a Pokemon.
Yeah, what is it?
Right, okay. No, yeah.
Lion. Go.
I would try and use a golden moon bear.
Would you?
Yeah, which just looks like a lion. Hey, Emily.
What about if they were like people type Pokemon?
People type?
Yeah.
I wouldn't like those.
Go, Sheila. Frank. Use solar beam.
You just got a mirror.
It just look like people. That'd be great.
There are people type, I think. Mr. Mime? Yeah. I guess, yeah.
Kind of.
There's that section.
We all know that mimes aren't people. Were you about to talk about drinks?
I wasn't. I was talking about sexy lizards.
Oh, I just said sexy and assumed.
Oh.
Sexy lizard is weirdly humanish.
Weirdly provocative, yeah.
I loved my lizard so much.
Yeah.
And then it evolved and I was like, oh!
I must abandon you now.
You're so promiscuous.
You went through puberty.
You fluffy hooer.
It was a shame. I laughed though. I laughed.
My little lizard with his little scarf. Oh. He was everything I'd ever wanted in a Pokemon. It's like if they'd been like, how can we design something that would be India's crack? Let's make it a cute lizard.
Travis asked a good question. Would the people say their own names to talk? Like,
yes.
Sheila.
I think so, yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, Emma's giving you nice compliments about your bar. Thanks, Emma.
Thank you.
I will take credit. I will thank you for this compliment.
I appreciate the words and the feeling behind them.
Aww. Oh, I see what I've done. I see. This is what I want over here.
No.
Thanks, Emma. I appreciate it. It's taken me a while and I've worked hard on it. You know, I don't think anyone else could have done it to the standard I've done it to. Sometimes I feel like I'm the one doing all the work around here.
I think if you used your trolling powers for good, the world would be a very different place.
How would I use them for good, Mike?
I don't know.
How will I troll for the greater good?
I don't know.
Troll bad people.
But if you could, because you're so good at trolling.
Ow.
It's just natural.
Ow. Stop. Shucks.
It's not a compliment.
Ow. You.
How are you?
Ow.
Ow.
Oh, I have done some stuff, yes. I used to do much more. Before I was like, you know what? With lines, I don't need to think about colour. But yeah, I had done some rendered artworks.
Yeah.
I've done a couple of studies of stuff to try and get myself working better in colour. Back when I had free time. And I've also just done some concept pieces.
And it's good.
I used to be concept artist at Sega Hardlight, so I was doing render stuff all the time then. All the time.
All the time.
Yes. I could show them to you. Could I?
You could. You have the power.
And don't you know that you paint so much stuff on the inside? Everybody knows that you'll make more when you have more time.
Beautiful.
Andy Amy. Nada. Indy, don't you know? Indy, don't you know? Indy, don't you know?
There you go.
Hey, little Indy, don't be blue. Bow, bow, bow.
Hey, a hand avatar. Thank you. Thank you for the like.
Yes, thank you.
I think YouTube used the process of likes to determine whether content is worth showing. So more likes means more people might see. So we do appreciate the mechanism by which things will happen.
I am your much.
Have you just like opened a folder of like archived things?
It's my downloads.
Why would they be in your downloads?
Well, because I don't have my own art.
I remember you did a really cool Peter Pan one once.
Peter Pan.
Do you want me to find that?
Peter. I found it.
You found a Peter Pan.
It's in my downloads. Everything's in my downloads. Peter. I believe in you, Peter. 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 Sorry, I'm going a bit mad.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, it's still there. What else do I have open?
You're not on NDA yet, by the way.
Good. Because who knows what's in my downloads folder? I certainly don't. I'm just trying to find some good examples of the things I do in spare time. I'm just trying to find some good examples. Good examples.
I should keep painting. I will do that.
Never stop.
Yeah, so adding a color dodge layer to try and get some of that glow.
Get some of that glow. La ba ba da 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 ba da bum ba wow.
Here's a cool trick. At the top of, oh, you can't even see. Up on here, when you're using the eyedropper tool, there's a thing called sample, and if you change that to current layer, if you're using like color mode, like color dots, like I am now, this can help you pick a particular color from what you're using, because otherwise, with all layers, you just pick the color that it is the result. But here I can go in and find like, ooh, like I like this one where it's making that glow, and I can change it. That's good.
Okay, you can un-NDA me now.
Okay. Whoa, Travis, you're welcome.
Did you just drop some sweet knowledge bombs?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, so it's in the top bar menu when you have eyedropper selected.
Oh. So this is the Peter Pan one that I think Mike was talking about.
Yeah.
And this is some stuff I did at Sega. And they wanted me to do some MacBook covers with the characters.
You need to make it bigger.
I can't make it bigger, only you can make it bigger.
Can you now zoom in?
Yes, but
there you go.
Even then.
Well, that's better.
And there's lots of comics and stuff I've done. Like, I did a whole Raven Swift story about two bird people. And lots of Sonic art. and lots of studies from films. Like this is a study from Casino Royale. So I do it sometimes, but I spend a lot more time just animating. I do not know how to 3D model unless you're talking to Mike, in which case he does know.
Oh, Emlet said that his boss came along and he missed some of that stuff.
Boo!
But you can go back in time.
You have the power to return in time. I think I closed a lot of it.
Sorry.
Thanks, Emma. It means a lot coming from you.
Master Painter Band.
Yes. I'm assuming pretty much everyone in chat has seen Emma's work.
Maybe not.
Well, then you should, because it's amazing. Is there a place we can link them to? The Patreon? Or...
probably. Emma, what's your best link?
What's your best link? Awesome! Yes, do it. Go check out. Worth your time. I guarantee you. Just trying to get this space looking anywhere near decent. Only Emnath will be able to attest as to whether he is the one with the bra over his eyes or not. Go on stage and they come alive. No one cares if you're 35, now you're on tour. And they want more. Now you finally found your tribe, you're a rock star. Give them what they came for. I remember DeviantArt.
You do?
I do. I used to be on DeviantArt.
Me too.
Lots and lots of Sonic fan art.
Still have an account on there.
I deleted mine. I was like, I'm moving on.
I'm moving on up.
Moving on down. I think I just got a bit disheartened with it, you know.
How come?
Well, because like I was doing stuff on it, but I didn't feel like anyone was really interacting with me. I didn't feel like my stuff was really being seen.
Ah, I got you.
You know, it was a bit disheartening. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm thinking too much about this. I'm just going to step away from it. And that was a good, yeah, it was a good solution for me. I think plus when I've been away from it for a while, I kept thinking that people were gonna like look up my work and find stuff from when I was like 14 or 13.
Oh, did you say
and I'd be embarrassed about it, so I was like, I'm gonna take this down now.
Do you want to see some of my old art?
Sure. That was some years later though.
So, I have an older account. I had an older account and then I set up a new account.
Oh, I see. So you have multiple accounts.
Yeah.
You still keep your old one open.
Yeah, I just abandoned it. I just left it. Let me see.
behind us, Ronan. No worries, if it's super late, you should go and get some sleep. We'll be back tomorrow too, so don't sacrifice your sleep for us. We're not worth it.
Here's my old one.
Da 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 da.
Yeah, like here's an old me sitting on a rock.
It's an old you.
Yeah.
You're so much younger now.
Here's his car painted.
I get the joke. I looked over and I was like, ah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, like this
But there's some Zim fan art.
Yeah, this was supposed to be a Prince of Persia painting, but my values, the knowledge of values at the time, made it very, very noisy.
You were still finding your feet though. How do you get Twitter to work? Oh, if you're thinking about links don't tend to work in the chat very well.
So yeah, not much up here.
Yeah, I do really like Twitter. I like the way Twitter does its thing. Like, it doesn't feel like an art gallery, but you can kind of use it like that if you want to.
This is the poster for my like graduation film. It's very dark, but yeah, these two are 3D models. I think that thing there was painted. Oh, you want a link to it? Ick. Yeah. I always like this one though. This is probably one of my favorites from way back then.
That's cool. It's nice how you can still do pieces that you're like, you know what, this one's good, this one's okay.
Yeah.
I had a bad phase of putting song lyrics or poetry on my pieces.
Pinups, yay! This is when I started doing more comics coloring.
This is recent, yeah.
Does this run? It does. It's probably the highest res version of that. Yeah, I stopped kind of putting stuff up here. These paintings here were probably from around the time that I met India.
Yeah.
5 years ago.
You did a lot of studies when we first met.
Yeah, but this is a study of a film still. That was a lot of fun.
I really like that one. It's one of my favourites.
That hair.
I just like the expression. Like, I think it's got a lot of life.
I think I'm probably worse now than I was 5 years ago.
I don't think you're worse. I just think you haven't done this kind of stuff in a while.
Yeah. This is my Sonic the Hedgehog painting. Not entirely uninspired by the fact that India was sitting next to me.
I'm talking about Sonic pretty much constantly.
Look, I made his arms blue.
Yeah, I know, I saw. Saw that.
Anyway, back to the...
Far be it from me to tell you how to draw Sonic, though.
Back to the butt.
Sonic is something that everyone should be able to enjoy however they want to.
D is a mess, but it's full of people who are willing to pay top dollar for commission.
Top dollar! I don't think I ever got into that pool. Which is fair, I don't think I was good enough at the time.
What's FA? Is that like variant art?
Variant art.
It's just a guy.
I didn't know DA was that good for commissions. It's pretty cool to know.
I guess for the kinds of commissions that people are looking for, it'd probably be like character stuff or OGs.
Oh jeez. For Affinity. Huh?
So basically variant art, yeah.
Huh. There you go, I didn't know that.
This one dates back to 2006 from Rolando.
Rolando?
Will it load? It does. Ah, cool.
You guys ever tempted to do that thing where you look at your old characters or work and then redo them now? See what you change?
I've done that a couple of times.
Like, because it just reminds me, looking at Rolando's characters, like, they're not bad designs. It's just that the drawing ability isn't as confident, so...
Wasn't there, speaking of furry, and throwing stacks of money, wasn't there a convention where they didn't have enough door sales? They were expecting more door sales, and they were going to pay the venue, like after they'd made up the sales, and they fell short of the money because not enough people turned up, and so they had to either cancel the event because the venue saw that they were not going to make up the money, and they were like, you have to pay us now or this event's over.
Okay, that's a dick move from the venue.
Well, wait, because the story, like, that's only piece of the puzzle.
It's only a part of the puddle.
Only a part of the puzzle, yeah. They effectively got everyone into a room, into the hall of the space, and asked them to donate to the event to make it go ahead, and they managed to raise like $17,000.
Whoa!
From not that many people in the space of like an hour, 2 hours or something.
Whoa, geez. Did they not say, like, you guys only need to donate, like, $2 each to make this happen? Where they're like, oh, we need at least 100 from each of you.
They were just like, we need to make this amount up, or the event can't continue.
Wow.
I think it might have been TumblrCon, yeah.
I got, like, what an asshole venue, though. I mean, at the point at which the event is happening and they're selling tickets on the door, you don't then say everything's cancelled. You let them do the event and then chase them for the money afterwards.
Yeah.
You can always take legal action if they're not forthcoming with payment, but you don't try and cancel the event during the event.
I think there was probably shadier stuff happening as well. Like, I think they expected payment for the event before it took place, and they didn't cough it up. So when on the first day of the event, they were like, "You're not going to have enough money to pay us."
You still shouldn't just cancel an event halfway through. It's not going to do anything for you. Your face in the crowd.
This might have been Dash gone out, I think.
That's right, Rolando.
I don't remember the actual name because
if you don't all give us €50 right now, we're never streaming again. Do you know how expensive renting out the space of stream is?
Technically, it would be your actual rent. So
if you were gonna be like, you need to pay for us to live.
Dashcon is the one with the ball pit. Yeah, I think it was the ball pit one.
Do you know how expensive it is to keep 2 streamers alive? Don't think too deep into it. I was just doing a throwaway joke. I mean, any place with a ball pit is a place I'm into.
Okay, so imagine a paddling pool.
Yeah.
Filled with balls.
Still more than I have right now.
Yeah. It was technically a ball pit.
Technically.
But it's enough for like 4 people to
That's-
enjoy at a time for a convention that was like supposed to have thousands.
I wonder why it tanked so badly with people buying tickets.
Don't know. They said they could keep us alive, tied to a chair with an IV drip. $5 of just water around them per week, doable.
Do you know how much chairs are nowadays?
Oh man, Emma says he'd love to make his apartment a ball pit. I always
Bet
had
you
these,
would, Emma.
I always had these ambitions to just every like month or week or something buy a cushion and just fill like a small room with cushions so that it was just a cushion room.
That would have been cool.
Do you remember that room that was at the top of my apartment?
I do,
I would have just filled that with cushions.
but you didn't.
I moved out too soon.
There was plenty of time for you to cushion up that room. I cushioned up that room.
Yeah, we started the trend. We got like cushions and like yeah. I was only in that apartment for a
Your
year.
problem, Michael,
I was only in
is that you talk a big game but never do.
Listen,
You want cushion? You better start buying cushions, Mike.
Listen, I was in that apartment for 10 months, and
That's a long time.
6 of those, I was like visiting you.
That's a lot. 10 months is a long time. And I visited you more because you had a job in a place, whereas I was freelancing.
I didn't have a job in the place.
Didn't you have a job at the game studio?
Yeah, I did. I work from home now.
Whatever. You expect me to know about your life?
Who sat next to you?
I don't know you. I think you should follow your dreams, though. You want a cushy room, Mike? You make one.
We don't have any room small enough for a cushy room there.
Our room is small enough for a cushy room.
Oh, yeah, okay. The bedroom is, yeah. That's true.
You see? Excuses. You want to make a cushy room? You make a cushy room.
I think if we made a cushy room, Buffy would just be lost to us.
She wouldn't. She'd love it. She'd love it.
No, I don't mean that she would hate us. I mean, we would lose her in the room.
It's worth it.
We'd just be like, and we all hear is, and she'd just be like smooshing herself through there.
You'd love that.
I
You
would.
know you'd love that.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you're trying to not convince me right now. Everything you're saying sounds fantastic. Whoa. Wow, Tibbs, that's crazy.
The big con collapse of the MLP days. Last Pegasus Unicon. I guess that's in Las Vegas. The venue basically denied half the people into the rooms because the con just hadn't paid. It ended up the guests of the con, including Tara Strong, set up a fundraising live stream to find people a place to stay and a way to get home.
Jeez, like,
Yeah.
I get that people haven't paid, you know, but literally turning people away from their rooms when they like have flown over and have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
It's like, come on,
Well,
venue, like you're already booked out by these people, so you're not gonna. It's not like you're losing custom because no one else is gonna be able to book you out this soon anyway because it's literally happening.
that side of it is true, yeah. I guess like they would the venue would lose so much money if they can't afford to pay them. Like how do you
How would they lose money? They've already been booked out.
they would have to pay staff for those days. That
And they have been paying the staff for those days anyway.
yeah, but they would be paying them with the money they would make for the people who are booking the rooms out. But if they're not getting money from the people who booked the rooms out, then they would lose money.
I believe they would have enough money though.
They would have enough money to cover it then, yeah.
Yeah, I believe they would have enough money just to like take that and then collect the money afterwards. I don't think they're so close to being bankrupt that they're literally like living rental to rental.
Oh, they're not, I guess, but like, I'm just sort of telling you why they would refuse.
The Tana Mongoose con that recently went down. It's scary to think that you'd think that when you go into a con, everything's organised and sorted for you, you know? Like, there's probably not much danger of stuff like that happening because it's all been sorted.
What we're basically saying is there's never going to be a Dog and Swift con, ever. Because we're not.
Oh my god, who would even come? Are my parents. We think you're great.
Yeah, so just like saying, if a ton of people flocked into your hotel without paying, you can't just let those people in. It was a huge mess, and I blame the con staff, not the hotel.
Yeah, I see that.
Like, imagine downscale it to an Airbnb, and 5 people turn up at your door, and you're like, "Hi, welcome." And like,
I'd say that a Las Vegas hotel is making slightly more than an Airbnb, though.
Probably, yeah, but comparatively, like, they would have to spend more because they're larger. But an Airbnb, 5 people turn up at your door, and they're like, "We don't have any money," and you're like, "Do you, like?"
I think it's slightly different though when you're like, we are this massive big thing that we're hosting. We're hosting it in your venue. We've been talking about it for months. This many people are coming.
Yeah.
From all over the world. I don't know that, like, I agree, I don't blame the hotel either. Like, it's weird to me to think that you would have a con without being able to pay for it. Like, I understand depending on the ticket sales for the money, but there should be something that's sorted before.
There should be a mechanism for sure, yeah. Pre-sales, pre-orders.
At Iconic Convention Centre, filled with naked bears, Sonics, and pillows everywhere. That sounds awful.
It does sound awful.
That sounds really awful.
TanaCon was planned to be a mess from the start. They wanted to fake the idea that it'd be super popular. Then it turned out to actually draw a crowd, and they were never planning to be prepared. And Tana loved the idea that not everyone could get in. What? So it was a...
Wait a sec, what is this?
It was a con in all senses of the word.
Well, who would throw a con and then be happy people couldn't get in? Like, what? I'm missing something. There's a crucial part of this story that I feel like I'm not grasping.
India, we should make Con.
Con. It's a con for people who love conventions, so I don't care what it's about. It's just that they love. You can make it about anything you want.
It's a convention to get conned at.
Oh no.
Yeah.
If you're a con artist, then come to our con artist alley.
I wonder if there is
and try and sell people snake oil.
I wonder if there's a convention where like lots of small niche things like fan clubs or whatever can get together to have a convention where there's lots of conventions going on at the same time.
That'd be cool. It would be sad though to be sat there in your club room with your flag. Like,
why is there a room and a flag?
I'd have a flag.
Which one would you go to?
I'd make the lizards are people too.
Lizards are people too.
Yeah. I'd wear like a green jersey with a little alligator head on it, like a silhouette in the lapel corner. I'd have a little flag with an alligator on it looking really happy. Or a gecko looking really happy. And I'd have like banners and streamers in my room and lots of like juice laid out and tables around in a circle and cushions. I'd be sat in my little booth and everyone would just be like walking past and going to the My Hero Academia group and the We Like Skating group and the ginger beer appreciation group and I'd be sat in my booth hoping that someone will come to show their appreciation for the lizards and waving my flag, and no one would come up here, and it'd be sad.
I'm so bad at drawing you fat.
That looks just like me.
Yeah, I know, right? But...
What are you talking about?
Oh, the idea being that if people have to wait outside, it looks to outsiders like it's hugely popular.
Okay, so I guess that we've established the idea that the TanaCon, they wanted to appear super popular, but I'm unclear as to like what was that con about? What was it a convention for? And why did they not want to be actually popular just to appear popular?
Maybe they were. You see, I was going to say maybe they were banking on like the next year to be even more popular because it would appear more popular for the first year. But if people start saying, "Yeah, we had to wait outside for hours,"
yeah, if people are like, "We had a crap time, we didn't get in," then they probably won't go again this year.
I mean, that's what happened at a game convention here in Dublin. They oversold their tickets, and there wasn't enough space. Like fire safety would have been breached.
That was an idiotic decision on the part of the people who were organising it, though. They sold more tickets than they had room in the venue
more
for people.
More money, more problems.
More money, more problems.
Here is not in India, but will be in India.
It looks very unlike me.
Yeah, it does. I'm sorry.
Okay. I don't have black hair. It's not basically an afro.
I'm gonna whittle it down. Don't you mind?
Don't even joke yourself. Anti-VidCon. All they want to do was compete with VidCon. What kind of... Why did people even go? What's the point in that? Did they even have anything?
Well, is VidCon like for YouTubers?
I guess so.
It was a con version of the various YouTube alternatives. Oh, TanaCon had a goodie bag with a condom in it though. For a condom that was mostly for minors.
That's pretty funny.
That's not funny.
No?
I don't, maybe it is.
As long as they don't try to ingest it. But I don't think they were quite that minor.
Oh, I was watching a comedy thing last night, which was basically like saying, we have so many people in the world now, maybe we should just start taking off warnings off of things. Like, why don't we take the "don't eat this" off of paint cans? And for people who want to eat paint, let them eat paint. We don't need them.
Oh God. Is Doig gonna give his drawing super realistic lips? It looks like maybe.
No, I'm not.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, he's basically saying like, stupid people, if they want to eat paint, let them.
No. It's the whole point of storytelling. It's like to help people survive.
Don't eat paint. The end.
Don't eat paint is my golden theme.
I can't draw your face.
You can. That looks nothing like me.
Okay, wait.
You're just doing it badly right now.
Really badly. Let's look at you now.
You don't need to look at me to draw my face.
I do.
You should have imprinted me into your memory. Am I not?
The most important person in my life.
Am I not? There's no answer. I see how it is.
I'd say you're the most important person in my life.
No,
You're my favorite girl.
I don't know. I don't know how many other girls I have to compete with.
If I said none, that makes it worse.
Murder them all. Last one standing. Oh, I'm sleepy. The feds. It's the LAPD. The
You
SFPD.
You know they're not the same thing, alright?
The Sandyford Police Department.
You know the feds and the LAPD aren't the same thing, right? Right?
The police?
Or does feds just mean like servants of the federal government?
I used it for police.
Because I always thought feds meant federal bureau, like the FBI. Because it's federal bureau.
I call them the FBI. The fees. Oh, yeah. Between Bear Ladies and me, what's it gonna be?
Swift.
You chose wisely.
You can't say you chose wisely. You're biased.
I can. I just did. Don't care if I'm biased. I don't care if I'm biased.
That's because you're biased. Oh
Give me
God.
something to choose between.
India.
Me.
Give me a smile.
I want to choose the India. Would you rather have gummies or Mike? Mike. Wow, India, you're such a good person. You sacrifice your own happiness to make someone feel good. I do that all the time. I'm a very good person. Morally sound.
I feel like we're getting an insight into the like inner workings of your brain. I am a good person.
He owes me so much for not choosing gummies. He'll never know. But I will make him feel indebted.
How does this not look like you yet? I've drawn you.
It looks way more like me now.
It does. Maybe I need to just flip it.
My eyes are very far apart and Tintin-like.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I like Tintin.
Yeah, maybe it's the eye first. Wait, no, maybe I just need to...
Maybe its nose isn't pointy enough.
Maybe
You've given me a very, like, roundy nose. Like a bear.
There we go.
Yeah. Make it narrow. Make it long. Longer. Longer. Longer.
Wait, I'm doing
Drag it all the way.
I'm doing a whole face.
Oh. Would I rather have Mike or Gummy Mike? Oh no. You see, either way I win, right? Because I'm still choosing Mike, so I'm still a good giving person.
Give India a piggy nose.
Gummy Mike.
Wait, what? Wouldn't Gummy Mike be inanimate? Inanimate.
I probably wouldn't notice a difference. Oh! I just pop him on his chair in front of the computer. And every now and then I'd be like, how's it coming? And it would ignore me and continue staring at the screen.
Just like regular Mike. That's because regular Mike is evasive.
But then I would eat it.
Retribution.
It's the only difference. Would I rather have Mike or a bike? They both have very similar letters.
But I can't make that joke.
You can.
No.
Just I will punch you.
What was the joke?
Was it about riding a bike?
Yeah.
You see.
Similar function.
You see. I'd choose Mike. Because I'm a good person. Man, a giant gummy bear would be awesome. Actually, you know what? It wouldn't be awful. Can you imagine? Because you won't really be able to eat it all. You could lick some of it and try and lick it down, but it just get like covered in your own spit. And then after a couple of hours, you'd be like, oh, okay, I don't want this anymore. This thing is just covered in spit and horrible now, and I don't want it in my space anymore. But it won't go away, and I have no way to get rid of it.
I guess I don't know what lizards look like.
Oh no. Can I draw Doig from memory? Heck yes. No problem. Doig's easy to draw from memory though, because I've come up with an elegant caricature for him.
You're not allowed to use that one.
What do you mean I'm not allowed to use that one?
That's what I'm allowed.
That's how I draw you. It's not fair. Life isn't fair. Oh my god. And that isn't even that giant, Tibbs. I was like, giant gummy bear. That's not that big. It's big enough though, isn't it? Big enough to defeat 2 grown men.
Were they not able to do what? They were trying to eat it?
No, of course they weren't able to do it. Danny barely even tried. Iron gave it a good shot, but there was just no. I appreciate that you're drawing me, Mike. It's really nice of you.
I'm trying to draw you with your little lizard thing.
Yeah, that's exactly how I saw it.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Mhm. I was thinking a gummy bear the size of a man. Exactly. Just imagine. It would be terrible and beautiful. Of course, you can point out stuff about it. You can say whatever you want here. This is a space for all opinions, for much discussion on many different topics. It was kind of like 10 minute per hour. I thought it was 10 minute per hour. That's fair enough, Rolando. Like, as someone who's not religious myself, it's not something that I tend to notice anymore because it's become very... It's just, like, used very often in everyday conversation now, I find, so I've become kind of desensitized to it.
Yeah, I don't notice it.
Yeah. It's because, like, I don't know, a lot of the people I know say it a lot as well. And I'd say it often, because it's just kind of ingrained now, I guess. Whether it should be ingrained or not is a whole different issue. But it's definitely something that's become kind of just an expression of surprise. If someone's opinion was like there should be no opinions, well, they'd be entitled to that opinion. And other people would be entitled to disagree.
Because that would be their opinion.
Well, I think that gay and homo and faggot are all very derogative terms. Like they're all slanderous terms.
Yeah.
For someone who's homosexual.
Well, it's not that. Well, saying something is gay rather than someone is gay, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a way of using it in a very negative way. Whereas I'd say, oh God, isn't so much saying anything negative about Christianity or about God. It's more just an expression. Whereas those other words are very hurtful to the people they represent. You know? Tips has said, oh, hold on, let me just get this because... Doop-a-doop. Let's see. Well, that's gay when you're using gay in a negative way. Is a bit different. like I said, because you're using it deliberately to say that's gay means that's stupid.
Yeah,
you're equating being gay to
other.
stupidness.
Yeah.
Let's see. Christians haven't protested enough people to stop using the word. Like how using gay as a negative verb has gone away. Yeah, if it was hurtful to people, I think people would want to stop using it. It's good to know. It's nice to hear a separate opinion that people find it something that is annoying or offensive.
Yeah.
Because that's not an opinion I've heard before. And if it is, like, I wouldn't want to use it if it was potentially offending people I know.
I've always heard the expression to say something in vain. I want to see. Say.
Let's see. Tip says, I'm gonna be honest, Dana said some nasty stuff recently. The Lord's name thing isn't one that gets to me, but sometimes I'm a bit taken aback. Yeah, you mentioned that the other day, Tibbs. I still haven't seen why that was mentioned, but you know. Let's see. Saying the name of the Lord in vain is offensive because you've named it without any reverence. Okay, that's fair.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So you're not saying it with the meaning intended.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, man.
Yeah, that's true. I think because Dan can laugh at himself and his own religion, he therefore sees others as fair game. I think that's where he's coming from with it. Is, hey, if I'm Jewish and I was raised Jewish and I can laugh at myself and my customs, then hopefully people understand when I like laugh with their or laugh at their customs, I'm not meaning anything by it, because I'm just as happy to laugh at myself. Yeah. It's not like I'm laughing at other people and then taking myself seriously and not liking the same treatment back. However, it is still something that people should be aware of, because just because he's okay with making fun of that stuff doesn't mean other people are okay with it, you know? Oh yeah, Rolando, I know it wasn't your intention to say that. It's just kind of what it equates to when you use gay to express something negative.
Yeah, that's what...
Like, that looks gay, that was gay. You know, it's never used to be like, to equate to that was wonderful. It's like a slang term for something being lame or not good.
He's a modern.
Modern hip Jew. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, public figures are still people, though, and people slip up all the time, you know? If Mike and I were in the limelight, oh my gosh, the stupid stuff we say sometimes.
You just did it. I was about to say, oh my gosh, is like a...
Yeah, you see, I just did it, and we're literally having a conversation right now.
But you said, oh my gosh, which is fine.
I do say, oh my gosh, more frequently. But if I had said it, then... You know, yeah. I guess it goes to show. I think forgiveness is something that should be a value people live by more nowadays. People often expect others to be perfect versions of themselves, which is kind of impossible. But on the other hand, Rolando, I do completely agree that it's something that they should be consciously trying to improve. You know, and it should be something that they are aware of. That said, if no one's saying it to them, I hope people have brought this up with them, because I wouldn't have thought of that before today's discussion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, exposure to different opinions and different viewpoints can do wonders. Make you see things from a completely different perspective.
What would be interesting to know is, are you offended by it because of what it says in religious doctrine, or does it genuinely offend you just cause?
Tibbs, that's really cool. Tibbs doesn't personally feel offended by the Lord's name in vain, but she does actually try to avoid doing it.
Yeah.
See, it's just something that I wasn't conscious of till now that would be offensive to people.
Yeah.
And I think it's very cool that Tibbs was conscientious enough to know and actively take steps to try and avoid doing it herself. I will do that from now on too.
What if someone says they don't like gosh?
Well, what's the origin of gosh? Like, where does it come from?
Let's see.
Oh, blimey. I would actually like people to take it back to like really ridiculous old-timey insults. That'd be great. I like the great guacamole of the seventh nachos.
Oh, wow.
That's a good curse.
Gosh is just a whoop euphemism for God. Like, gosh is literally... Okay, I didn't know that.
Or maybe it's literally like the stand-in so that you don't take the Lord's name in vain.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a word that's used instead of a taboo word.
Mm.
So the expression, oh gosh, or oh my gosh.
It's the same. It's just that you're not using the actual word.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Just like when you say, oh, fudge. Except fudge is delicious and means something. Whereas gosh is just a word.
It's just more like a onomatopoeic expression feeling.
Yeah. Miranda says it ticks me off that religion gets all the oppression while everyone else is claiming equality. Yeah, well, it is definitely something which could do with more of a focus, I think. Just like we have a friend who's annoyed that in all this equality people don't seem to see other viewpoints on politics being equal as well. Like there are various aspects of equality that are more explored than others right now in our current time. But I think that it will be explored. I think we'll get there as people. Let's see. Yeah, the Grumps do grow. Yeah, I think they're going to continue getting better too. I think they're actively trying to be good people who don't offend needlessly.
Yeah.
So I think they'll get better at using correct and non-offensive words and phrases, because I think that's something that they are actively trying to do. Because I think if they knew they were offending people, like really offending people, they would be upset about it.
Was it not like there was a particular prop on their during the 10-minute power hours that someone let them know was offensive, like it was a mug?
Oh yeah, and they stopped using it because they were like, "Oh geez, we had no clue." Is "geez" okay? Because that's another slang word for Jesus, presumably.
Presumably, yeah. I guess it's like a progression.
Yeah, Emma said it's interesting to have a very clear idea of how to use it. It could be different for others. Just from my perspective, it's something that people just said as I was growing up frequently, so it's just something that kind of naturally came into my own language as well.
Yeah. There's a Scottish one that's Gizo.
A Scottish one is Gizo.
Yeah. Like it's an extension of G. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Pilanami. Let's see, I'm just scrolling past so I can catch up. Yeah, exactly. Tips. I think you can change if you definitely don't want to hurt people, which I believe Dan and Aaron don't. But yeah, that's definitely something I hadn't noticed before. So it's cool that you brought it up, because it's something that I will notice from now on, and hopefully I'll notice it myself as well. But yeah, did we settle on whether G's was okay or not? Like, since this is a topic of conversation, I'd just like to know, because it's something I say a lot.
It's interesting. Rolanda says Christians are a minority, so not a lot of people know. If anything, get the major idea of the Lord through Catholicism, through Hollywood. What makes you think Christians are a minority?
Are they? Have you checked any statistics, Mike?
I googled it.
There are many different types of Christianity, though, right? Because Catholicism is one type of Christianity, and they believe slightly different things. Because I was raised Christian, but not raised Catholic, so.
Yeah, I guess there's Catholicism and. Sorry, oh wow. Protestant was another one, I think, in the UK. I don't know if it originated in the UK. I think it was a royal thing. And my history.
What's a royal thing, sorry?
Well, I think Catholicism, like the head of Catholicism is the Pope in the Vatican. But then there's Protestant, which I think is separated from that.
Oh, yeah, there's history that I should dig into, but I don't feel like I know it well enough to be able to actually speak to it right now.
Yeah, I mean...
You know, I don't want to get my facts wrong. Let's see. Yeah, it's true. If people are going to be an asshole, then people are going to be an asshole. But at least, like, I don't think that's what's happening with Dan and Aaron. He goes into a pretty crazy history. It's true. We need law against people saying etc. The term is etc. Fighting the good fight, Tibbs.
Etc.
Hashtag etc. matters.
Yeah, I'm gonna start drawing you with the other ones of flag there.
Oh.
I might return to it some other day.
It was nice of you, thank you.
You're welcome.
See, it seems so complicated to me, Travis. There's so many different titles. Even just in the last couple of messages in the chat, there's like so many different ways to describe the different facets of it.
Yeah, that we're unaware of.
Yeah. Very mysterious. There's usually common ground, though, between all of them. Like, the Bible's pretty common ground, so you can always refer back to that.
Aluminium.
Aluminum.
Aluminium.
Aluminum. That's what.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't say
it. I don't say it like that. What? I'm not. Aluminium. Oh my goodness. Nuclear. Do people say nuclear differently?
People say I could
I
have.
Could have, yeah, have. I could have.
Nuclear.
Just say I could have, and just throw language into traffic. Like nuclear. Nuclear.
Do you say nuclear or nuclear? Well, I guess I
Nuclear.
know which one I say.
I say nuclear.
Yeah. Nuclear.
Like it's new and it's clear. It's a beautiful day. I still want a consensus on G's. I don't know if I've just missed it.
Oh, do you want to Google it?
Google if it's offensive.
It's a abbreviation of Jesus.
I
From the
know,
1920s.
that's why I'm asking.
Oh, are you asking if it's use of...
Yeah, I'm asking if the use of it is offensive.
I don't know, Google that.
Ah, G's is fine. Okay, that's good. Everyone says G's, but everyone also says the other word for gosh, so I don't want to assume it's okay just because everyone says it. Because that's the very predicament we are in right now.
Yeah.
Is that something everybody says is offensive to some people?
Which is more accurate, Jesus or Jesus?
I don't know. Because I don't know. Aren't both of them translations anyway?
Maybe.
You know, both of them are Western appropriations of what the name was. I'm not 100% sure.
Or is Jesus the Spanish equivalent? It's probably the Spanish equivalent. We could get into some semiotics. You mean semantics?
It's good to.
Wait.
It's good to get into the. You're being awfully semantic there, Mike.
Yeah, I just realised that after I said it. What does semiotic mean?
Great quote. I don't know, because I don't know.
Maybe it was semiotics.
I'm so eloquent.
Semiotics is the study of meaning making, the study of sign process and meaningful communication.
There
so
you
maybe
are.
you didn't say semiotic.
Well, they
And I
obviously
learned a
did,
thing.
and you got it wrong.
I got it wrong. I learned a thing.
Yep.
He's like, nah, semiotic.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid bastard.
Yeah, God. I knew that. Interesting thing to study. I'm sorry, Tibbs. I didn't see your pun. Hold on.
Nuclear, washing up tablets. We fight dirty.
Nice. It's good. That was very good. Sorry, it didn't get the credit it deserved.
Yeah, so you can have words, and then you can have the meaning and intention associated with the words.
Yeah.
And they can be separate from one another.
Yeah.
Someone could make the expression, oh my, but they don't mean. It's like there's a separation in their minds between that expression as a condensed thing and a relevant. Not relevant. Like when you show reverence.
Reverence.
Reverence. A reverent.
Reverence is like
to...
when you're reveling in something. It's like, I did it.
I think we're discovering that my vocabulary is really poor.
That's okay. We can do some vocab training together.
Okay.
Go teach you how to use its properly.
What does gregarious mean?
I'm not 100% sure. Does it mean kind of like presenting yourself in a loud manner? It's kind of like an obstinance, a loud obstinance.
I think it's. I always thought of it as someone who is friendly and easily makes friendships.
Okay, have a look.
He was very gregarious.
I thought it was a negative word, but go for it. Check it.
Gregarious, of a person fond of company and sociable.
Oh, it sounds so nice, but it sounds like such a nasty word.
He
was so gregarious.
Gregarious man. So
Okay.
yeah, I guess.
So I can use it in a positive way.
Someone who appreciates.
I'm feeling awfully gregarious today.
Oh.
Thanks, Steiny.
Evelyn is asking about a particular word.
My favourite word, says Travis, is perspicacious. Perspicacious. Probably doesn't mean that you perspire a lot.
Perspicacious.
What does it mean?
gonna write it into Google without copying and pasting.
Travis said it's fun to say if you roll the R, which I'm assuming isn't referring to. Well, it might be perspicacious.
Perspicacious means having a ready insight into an understanding of things.
Ah, so you are all very perspicacious today, I've noticed. You're also perspicacious and gregarious.
They're all ready for the fight.
Yeah.
Against words.
Fight against misuse of words. Travis is like, yes! Alright, which word did you mean?
Oh, they were talking about the N-word in regards to...
I was looking at polar bears. Okay.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true to a certain point. Like, I kind of feel what Tidge is saying. It's like, if it does offend some people, like, it's not, like, a load of trouble for me to just try not to use the word anymore.
Yeah.
Like, and if that's going to make it easier for people to talk to me and make people feel more accepted and offend fewer people, then I'm perfectly happy to change up my vocabulary a bit and try and say things differently or more or less so that people find it easier.
Like, the word itself has been reappropriated and reclaimed by the people it used to offend, and I have no problem not saying it then.
Yeah, like
I don't have a use for the word.
I do believe words are only words, but at the same time, on one hand, words are only words, and the only meanings they have are those we attribute to them. On the other hand, words are things that people live by. Words are all we have. Words are how we communicate with one another. And so if a certain word offends someone, I'm perfectly happy not to use that word. I will find different words to use.
To offend them.
Yeah, it's a small...
Sorry, that was a bad joke.
It's a small change for me to try to make that could make a big difference to someone else. So I'm happy to do it. Like, honestly, it doesn't matter to me what language I use to communicate, so long as I can communicate with people.
I like that Tim's sort of traveled the same sort of path that I just went, but in a better way. Just don't say things that make people feel bad. And if you want to attack people, get creative. Slurs are boring.
Yep, it's true. You use the old trodden path used by everyone. Be more creative with your insults.
Be more constructive with your insults.
This chat is too fast for me to read properly.
Oh, thank you, Sardik. Getting that lighting. It's just a ring light, I guess. What I'm trying to get. I'm using the references where I can. I think I need a little bit more white, maybe.
A little bit
Well,
more
it's kind
white
of
on the
orange
muzzle.
and...
Yeah, that's really nice. That kind of red lighting.
Thank you.
What would you call that?
It's a mix between ring light and subsurface scattering.
Okay.
So subsurface scattering is when light travels through an object and illuminates it from within. So it's light bouncing around inside of it, and it makes it have a kind of glow.
Yeah.
So the kind of skin of the nose and things. I think in the reference, a lot of it is like the hair here is being hit, and there's also like I think there's a little bit of it.
I mean, I'm not encouraging you guys to insult one another, but I am saying that more creative insults are way more fun to be insulted by and to insult people with. Why not have fun with it? Actually, I really do, like, when we are having an argument, me and Mike, I like throwing stupid insults out that aren't based in reality or anything true, because not only does it help me to get my anger out, but it actually really diffuses the situation too.
Alright.
because it can end up making us both giggle about it. And it's more difficult to actually hurt feelings because I'm like calling him a slug or something rather than actually anything that will connect emotionally.
Yeah. Backer, yeah. Sometimes you just need to expel out the
Vitriol.
the pent up frustration. I'm cool being a verbal punching bag.
That's so sad. Never be cool with being a verbal punching bag.
Nah, just kidding.
You gotta stand up for yourself and tell people if it's not okay.
Your foot is as big as your forearm. Wait,
Damn it, it's true!
Isn't that right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's very observant.
Travis like insults that are just back said in a loud voice. Yeah, well, you have a face.
In Japan, you aren't meant to say you aren't meant to say I love you unless you're supposed to be in a situation which you're about to die or you're saying goodbye.
Oh, that's so sad. Ah, see you, Steiny. Thanks for coming and hanging out and being part of the conversation.
I think a lot of bad blood, as they say, comes down to previous persecutions being remembered and carried forward.
Yeah.
Like, you can have people of a certain race now act differently towards another race because of history, and both carrying the guilt forward.
Yeah, and I agree that I think it's best to just move on and try and be better from here forward, but at the same time, history is important.
Yeah, you need to learn from history. It's just holding people accountable for the actions of previous people make it difficult to move forward at a pace that would be
because you
beneficial for everyone. But it's like forgiving those actions doesn't make them any less bad, you know.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they didn't happen. But
they're still continuing. Like it's not only history; it's present day stuff as well. I just mean.
Oh, one of the problems is that society's made up of a bunch of individuals.
Yeah.
So not everyone is going to be okay with it. You know.
Yeah, I think that's just why it's gonna take time.
Yeah.
Like for instance, Rolando feels oppressed because of the religion that they hold, that they follow. But historically, Christians have been oppressive towards other religions. Like historically, there is give and take.
Yes, there is. It's true. I do believe that every group has oppressed someone else at some point, though.
For sure.
Like, I think there have been much bigger oppressions, and there have been some real, like, historical down points for certain peoples and certain beliefs. But I do believe that everyone is capable of oppressing and probably has oppressed. Each group has, is what I mean.
Like, you bullied others because you yourself were bullied.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Like, it's a cyclical thing.
It is a cyclical thing. Let's see. With the length of Dan's legs, wouldn't it be shorter sitting down than Aaron? Oh well, Aaron is squatting at the, well, not squatting, but this is his squash frame.
Yeah, so effects.
He's at this height usually, but on this frame he's squashing down. But I'm trying to do them both more or less the same height. in each of the shots. Just because the Grumps have said that they like that they're both tall and people never draw them that way, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it.
Tibbs is a good point. Here's the thing, like, aiming for equality should never start by holding things over someone.
I think that was your point, right?
Yeah. Like, holding someone accountable for actions of people that came before them.
Yeah, isn't a good place to start
No.
with any interaction, really.
Yeah, because you're already pushing that person onto a defensive stance.
Well, you're already making huge generalizations and assumptions about an individual based on something that
they weren't
other people
in.
historically did.
Yeah.
Okay, Orlando. Well, thanks for coming and joining in and bringing up cool topics. Have a great day or night. You have to sleep. Well, have a good night. Sweet dreams, sleep well.
And take care, Orlando. The word for love in Hardix language is a taboo.
Really? Why is it a taboo? What's the reason or the history there? Because in the Western world, we throw the word love around like it means nothing. Like, we love cheesecake.
Do you? Do you love cheesecake, or do you just like it a lot?
I love it. I mean, but the meaning is skewed for us because it's become so normalised, you know? We need a new word for love.
Tibbs is saying love is nonsense. Arranged unhappy marriages is where it's at.
There are a lot of happy arranged marriages.
A lot of happy arranged marriages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There are some unhappy arranged marriages, of course, but there are some happy arranged marriages too, which is cool. Falling in love is not okay. You're marrying our neighbour so we get to use their washing machine. It's a bit crazy. I mean, it does take a lot of the fuss out of it, but
it makes it more of a commodity than...
It's an exchange of services.
Yeah. Or
an exchange of goods. Yes, Emleth is arranging a marriage with Hardik and Emleth.
I feel like marriage is never been something I've strived for, you know what I mean? I've never held this sort of life plan where it's like, and then I'll do this, and then I'll get married, and then like...
Yeah, no, I never have either, and I've never really understood. I've never understood the desire to. Like, not to say that I think anyone who is doing that and wants to get married is stupid. I definitely don't. I think that's wonderful if you want that. It's awesome. Yeah, my best friend's getting married next year, and I'm going to go and be awesome and wear a tuxedo.
We could be like Men in Black.
Yeah, heck yes.
Okay.
But it's just not something which is anything I've ever really been interested in. Gaining power by merging.
Yeah, I feel like marriage, certainly like weddings are for other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like the people getting married are doing it for the people surrounding them, which is why you have like guest lists and big parties and everything surrounding them.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been my kind of feeling.
There was a really interesting YouTube video that Tibbs put in the peg bar a little while ago. I think it was like a month ago or a couple of weeks ago, about the history of marriage. It was super interesting.
Alright, okay.
Mm-hmm. And it very much was not about love. It was very much about gaining power through various families coming together.
Through merging, yeah.
Is it not a truth universe to acknowledge that any man in possession of good wealth and fortune must be in want of a wife?
Yeah, like the whole romantic comedy trope at this point where the
Oh, I fell in a puddle
This-
in front of him.
the suitor needs to ask permission from the father, sort of thing. Give me permission to marry your daughter. Like,
Yeah, so
but
interesting. So weird.
I wish to buy your property. Will you sell? Or will you make it difficult? Yeah.
Or will we have to gain mutual respect by showing our manliness?
Must we beat each other's egos until one of us submits? Where's the line, people say?
Yeah. Combine your eternal forms to produce a stronger, greater being. Why is it crying and pooping its pants?
What? Where's this?
Katie. Perfect says yes. I am perfection. And yeah, many hugs for Hardick. That's just plain old sexism, and I'm afraid that's prevalent pretty much everywhere in the world. Although I'm sure it's worse some places.
Yeah, it's very much not silly.
No, it's not. These are real issues that affect real people.
Like, I want to have a better understanding of the world. Because I have a very limited point of view and a limited range of experiences.
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you.
Like, I feel like my experience of my life so far, like, in terms of the sanctity of marriage or like the strength of marriage, I've never felt it. Because my parents weren't married for very long. You know, like I've been grown in a setting where my parents didn't stay together. So
You'd be grown in the setting. It makes it sound like you're some kind of. You've been in a test tube for years.
he was exposed to a broken marriage. But yeah, it just was never an important thing for them.
No, me either.
I've also similarly not witnessed two parents trying to stay together because I don't remember them ever being so.
Yeah.
But I will say that in every relationship that I've been in, my value of faithfulness, loyalty has been super high.
Yes.
So, like, but I don't equate those qualities to marriage.
Well, no, I mean, those are your qualities.
Yeah, but that's what, like, love until death do you part, blah 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 blah.
Oh, you're saying that you don't need to make a marriage promise in order to uphold those values.
No, yeah. That's
And
what
you
I'm
don't
saying.
feel like you're not obligated to hold those values up until you are married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such quality, such character.
I agree, though. The exposure I have to the world outside of my own bubble is relatively small, which is why it's very cool to hear other people's experiences and be exposed to people from different places and different cultures, because I'm always learning then.
We were talking about monogamy, I think, a couple of weeks back.
Monogamy.
How it is kind of a crazy concept.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's from the, like I said, from the documentary Tis posted about marriage, monogamy is not necessarily natural for humans. It's something that we kind of grew into and now has become
the norm,
our way of life, something we perpetuate because of marriage mostly.
Yeah, because open relationships are seen as
Wow.
a different Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, that's true. As effect, people who think that loyalty is totally dependent on marriage probably weren't looking to be all that loyal in the first place.
Yeah.
Sounds like a bit of an excuse. But then, like, people don't have to be loyal. Like, if that's something that's okay in your relationships, that's something that's okay in your relationships.
Good morning from McDonald's.
Wait, it's like, which guy in left? I've lost the thread.
Oh, okay. So they're referencing the fact that someone wanted to propose to their girlfriend.
Okay.
Through Spider-Man, and got in contact with the devs to put a marriage proposal into the game.
Yes.
And so there was a theater with Maddie, will you marry me?
Yeah.
In it. So you followed that thread so far. It turns out that she left him before the game was released, but the reason she left him was different from the one that he gave in a video.
Why did he give his reason in a video?
So he made a video saying the saddest Easter egg.
Okay.
Which is like,
is he a YouTuber or something?
I don't know. I seen the video. That's all I saw.
Okay.
But he effectively said that she left him for his brother.
Look, anyone who
which didn't.
Their reaction to a breakup is to make a video about why it happened.
Yeah.
And kind of like, okay, why are you pushing your personal things into the public sphere?
Yeah.
And basically slagging someone off, or at least giving only one side to a story.
Tibbs is saying, my girlfriend is trying to progress in life and hates that I'm always on video games. I know. I'll propose to her video game and then slander her online when it doesn't go well. So effectively, she's been in a relationship with him for 5 years, I think she said, but it was a relationship that started when they were 15. I think they were both 15. And
5 years, man, that's when it starts to get hard. We're on 5 years.
She says in the 5th year of our relationship.
Yeah. Sorry, carry on.
I will propose to you through Spider-Man. And so I think they were on rocky terms anyway. And she didn't like that he spent all his time on video games. I think because I think they moved in together as well, so she was feeling trapped and she wanted to do more things with her life. And he wasn't reciprocating that. And
breakup.
Oh yes, quit out. But I think we're back.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
So that was after the breakup.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so she just broke up with him because she was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. She didn't feel like she was in a healthy relationship. She wanted to get out and do other stuff.
That's fair. I've been in a relationship like that before. And I love computer games, don't get me wrong. I really do. I love playing them. But I was in a relationship with someone who just did that all day, every day. That was their thing. And I just felt like there was so much pressure for me to always be relaxing and playing the games rather than doing my work. And it just felt like their entire life was just sat in front of a TV. And I was like, man, I want to go on adventures. I want to go to places. I want to make great things. And I'm sitting here feeling guilty because I'm not spending my entire night on Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
Much happier now that I'm with someone who's also creative. Don't get me wrong as well, there's a lot of people who can make relationships work where they don't have the same interests. That's totes cool. I think it's just because it's so all-consuming in my life. It takes someone who also has big aspirations to understand.
I think the key thing is being made to feel guilty for what you want to pursue.
Yeah. I've got to be honest, I prioritize work a lot of the time. Work is probably the most important thing to me. But Mike knows that about me and he accepts that about me. And it's really nice and freeing to have someone who isn't pressuring me to change.
If anything, I would try and advise that you take on less work at the same time.
You give me good advice.
Yeah.
But you also help me make the cool things.
Yeah.
Like you're a great supportive partner. Harambe. That rings a bell, but I don't remember what.
We're far from a perfect relationship, though.
Oh yeah, we argue all the time.
I like if you want to get super real here, there's things I say I will do and forget to do or don't do that I should have done, and I like feel really guilty for. Like just it's small things that build up, or like things I'll say I'll do on a project that get put to one side.
And then I get put in a difficult position because of it.
Yeah.
So. But equally, I'm the person who gets stressed and then snaps and takes my annoyance out on other people when they don't deserve it. So, like, I can pressure Mike too much or take things out on him that aren't his fault, which I'm trying to get better at because he doesn't deserve it. He's a good bear.
Ah.
Gives the best hugs.
So yeah, sharing what would it be? Sharing creative pursuits and working on projects together might seem like it's the best of all worlds, but
and sometimes it is.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's hell. Like it can be the best thing or it can be the most stressful thing ever. You know, because you don't want to be pressuring or yelling at the person that you like, but
our call dropped. So there you go.
Okay.
I guess our internet connection must have completely.
Yeah, I guess our connection's kind of dodgy. Let me share my screen with you again. I don't know if we're back or not.
Arguing means you're communicating.
It's true.
I think an argument means that you have a lapse in communication, and the argument fills the gap, but it might not necessarily. Like if you can have an argument where you resolve something at the end, then you're almost reestablishing a connection and communicating again.
Yeah.
I think a lot of our arguments come out of the fact that we haven't been communicating, or if they're. It's almost like when you are here for a visual metaphor, when you're communicating in a good way. If you've got two castles, imagine two castles, and they both have a drawbridge.
Yeah.
And a good communication flow would be both the drawbridges going down, and
horses running between the two castles.
Yeah, you've got a trade route effectively. But if one castle lifts the drawbridge up and the other castle's drawbridge is down and all their horses are falling into the water,
they're just piling up against the door.
Then eventually one castle's going to attack the other castle and be like, "Hey,
wait a second, I'm getting confused with this metaphor." They're like, "I'm going to attack you because all your horses are."
No, the one that's the drawbridge is up is the one that gets attacked.
I'll batter your drawbridge down. That'll work.
This is a really, really cool metaphor. I like it a lot.
Oh, I'm glad.
Because you can imagine if someone's sending out trade goods or horses, you said, carriages full of
people, children,
full of people and children,
cats.
and cats and valuable things, and then all of it's just getting dumped
into the moat.
Dumped in a moat, then the emotional investment that you put into each one of those carriages is getting impaled on some rocks.
Because they didn't bother to leave the door down. Horses are funny.
So an argument is just forcing the drawbridge down, making the castle.
Yeah. Yeah. I like to think that even if we argue, we always come to the end of it trying to have a plan to be better, or try and fix things to be better for both of us. So that makes me feel better when we have a battle strategy going forward.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were.
I'm laughing at being. Imagine, if you will, two castles in a gorgeous meadow, each sat on a small hill. On the left is the magical castle of bears, and then to its right is Fort Berg.
Is mine not magical?
No, you're just pragmatic and efficient.
No.
You want a magical castle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, mine has a dragon. Screw you. Alright, I'm not saying that mine is better, but it is a little bit.
FFX says some friend of mine who are a couple have actually been suffering from this exact thing recently. She wasn't sure how to explain some stuff that was bugging her, and he didn't realize she was upset. And then, so there was a kind of release of tension, and ultimately I basically interpreted for her because I'm better at wording stuff. And they're both happier for it because it feels good to have things out in the open. Yeah. So I get, I pull up the drawbridge too often, I think.
I don't think you realise you're doing it though. I think you just naturally. Mike's natural state is a state of defensiveness, where he just naturally has his drawbridge up. And my natural state is a state of, I don't know, what are we paying the horses for if they're not doing anything? Send them out anyway.
Your natural state.
Send all the melons out. I don't care if they fall into the moat.
No, your natural state is to tie all the horses together, put them in a trebuchet, and launch them. It's faster that way.
Yeah. I'm someone who likes to talk through ideas.
Yeah, and I'm someone who likes to take some time to think about something, but I'll think about it, forget what I've thought about, and don't come back with a response.
Oh.
Arguing's good if you're willing to understand your faults. Yeah, if you try and defend, like if you try and die on a hill that you don't actually believe in, you're just gonna, like, both people are gonna suffer.
I mean, you can do that, but
like I tend to admit when I my faults. When you're like, you didn't do this, I'm like, you're right, I didn't do that, and that's a fair thing to say.
you do a lot of excuse making.
I do. I tend to jump to blaming other people for my own inactions or actions. It's
But then
bad,
you do.
Bad trait.
You do then afterwards, so admit it.
Yeah.
And
I didn't do this because this, and this.
Yeah. And I like to also believe that I can admit my faults and be like, yeah, I know I'm being an ass, but this is why I'm being an ass.
Yeah. This is the reason why I'm being an ass. It's good. I super like, castle metaphor though. I think I like to understand things.
You love metaphors.
Through metaphor, yeah. Like if I have to think about, like, oh, you've built up walls and I can't get through, I'm like, okay. But if I can imagine a drawbridge in those walls, then I can think about what actions I can do to lower that drawbridge.
That's cool. Like, you're using abstraction to help you problem solve.
Like, if you were to be like, Mike, your drawbridge is up, it's a more abstract form than saying, Mike, you've been
hello?
Mike, you've been uncommunicative and cold towards me. Because then I'm like, oh, that's emotionally resonant. But if you're just sort of like, Mike, I've been firing arrows at your drawbridge. And I've written, I love you in arrows. And I'm about to burn them down.
I will destroy you if I can't get your attention.
Yeah, so effectively, at a point where India doesn't get a measured response, she will attack as a way to...
You have to defend yourself if I attack you.
As a way to provoke... She's not wanted, like... It's not malicious, it's more like you over aggressively pull the drawbridge down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I use a battering ram.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't feel like you know that I'm outside. Shakespeare, to be or not to be. Doig. So there's these two castles, right?
I think it would make a nice little comic to explain.
Barbie level unrealistic goal of amazingness, or Bluga for short. It would make a good comic, Mike. I find it charming how you always turn everything into a metaphor.
Well, I think we understand the world through metaphor, so.
I think it's like story time every day.
I did write my university honors thesis thing on metaphor.
Yeah. Ah, yeah. Your film was about metaphor.
Yeah, the film was titled Death of a Metaphor, which is an actual language term where the metaphor has been assimilated so far into natural language that it's been disconnected from its metaphorical origin and meaning.
So what does it mean then?
Not that it's taken literally, but that people understand the meaning without making the metaphorical jump.
Right.
Let's see if I can think of an example.
So say you are playing hockey against a team of extremely burly players, and someone's like, "Oh my god, like I'm a bit intimidated," and you're like, "Well, the bigger they are,
the harder they fall."
And that's like a metaphor that everybody knows, but we don't then go, "Ah, yes, because they're like giants," as in that fable.
Kind of. Not. It's kind of like that.
Like if I called you a beautiful butterfly.
Yeah. Or if you say, I've got butterflies in my stomach, then people know you mean you're nervous.
Gotcha.
But they don't equate the actual visual feeling of butterflies being in your stomach anymore. It's been used too much. Or he's built like a shipwreck house. You don't imagine a shipwreck house anymore. You just take the term to mean someone who's heavily built.
A brick shit house.
Maybe it's a brick shit house. He's built like a shipwreck house.
And why is that seen as like the thing you should uphold as being most structurally sound? You know, we didn't build our house to withstand the bombs, but that shit house, nothing's gonna bring that down.
I'm gonna look that up. Is it shipwreck house or brick shit house?
I think that's a cool character trait. That's ripe with improv potential. I like it.
Oh yeah, it's built like a brick shit house.
Yeah, I mean a shit brick house would imply it's not very well built. It's a shit brick house. I'd be like, oh, is he not very stable then? Tibbs, I think the metaphors have to be well established before you can. Oh well, these are similes.
Oh yeah, simile is when you liken something to something else.
Yes.
What?
It is.
Yeah. Whereas metaphor is where you say something is.
Yes.
Something. Okay, sorry.
That's why I said I meant simile.
I know, but
because I understood the definition, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
Noah asked. He's like, I keep forgetting which is the one that uses as or like.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to me.
No.
I didn't know you were talking to the Noah.
Oh wow.
Well then, now I know her.
But yeah, I read a book.
That really is like a piece of toast.
I read a book that started to talk about the way we construct language and metaphor is a consequence of the fact that we have physical bodies and like I can't remember what the name of the book was. It was like physical metaphor or something. I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
So
Explain.
Our concept of time, moving backwards and moving forwards in time,
yes,
is dependent upon the fact that when we look ahead, we look forward, and time and things behind us are behind us. So we apply the same physical concept of like walking forward and things behind us to time.
So what if we had compound eyes that could see in all directions?
We probably think about.
We'd still walk forward though, wouldn't we?
Yes, but the concept of forwards would be different because, well, it would be altered, I guess.
It would be onward. It would just be like still forward and backwards. Is the thing, I think.
Forward and backwards.
Is that more because of the way our legs are built?
I think it's the whole.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
We have a front and a back. It's not just depending on our eyesight.
We do.
We have a face and a back of a head.
Does it sometimes freak you out that you've never seen your back? There's a whole side of yourself you've never seen.
Well, there's mirrors.
Yeah, but you would never actually be able to stand behind yourself and just look at you.
That's true.
From the back.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. That's really interesting.
I use this one a lot, but the word understand.
Yeah.
Is when you're trying to understand something, you're trying to see it from different angles to like figure it out, puzzle it out.
Yeah.
But like say you're looking at a car engine from above and then you stand under it to understand it.
Yeah, or when you get like a bird's eye view is a better view of the situation.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's cool. I like it. I think language is so fascinating and cool to talk about, you know? It's so beautiful.
To fucking blue.
Only green.
What was this blue thing?
The colour blue used to not be much of a thing because there's no word for it. I think blue used to be one of the hardest colours to replicate, to come up with.
Oh, but isn't there an argument where blue was one of the last colours to be named? One thesis was that we didn't perceive blue for a long time until we did.
We didn't perceive blue until we did.
Yeah. But I don't know. But what else?
Are you looking for more?
More physically, falling in love, like falling for someone. That sort of physical sensation of when you fall through the air.
Or stabbing someone in the back.
Yeah.
Like I'm not actually stabbing you in the back, but it feels like I am.
Yeah, kind of.
You didn't see me coming, and now you've been stabbed.
Yeah. But if you look at some of the sequences in Disney films where characters are supposedly falling for one another, they have them literally falling off waterfalls or like diving through the air or someone catching another person.
It's because it's thrilling and wonderful and makes your tummy go woo.
But yeah, the thing I wrote was how visual metaphors have been used in animation.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And games. I think it was visual media.
Did you have any examples from that you wanted to share? Because that sounds kind of cool.
I did case studies on the game Psychonauts, which uses a lot of visual metaphor, emotional baggage.
That's a really good one. That's a really good one for that particular subject matter, because it's all about that.
Yeah, there was also a short animation about an animator called Ryan. I forget his second name. I have to look it up. But the whole thing is just filled with visual metaphors to communicate internal emotional states and well-beings.
Right.
So, have you ever seen that?
I think so. I mean, all I know is that it's an animator called Ryan.
Yeah, so if find the portrait of Ryan, he is like just this fragmented half man. Like he's not all there. But he looks like that.
Okay.
And the same animator guy has done things about a guy who was spineless, but he literally has no spine, things like that.
Cool.
He has to try and stand up to his abusive partner. Just really beautiful thing.
Oh no, Noah, don't you start that damn is water wet thing again.
I don't think water's wet. Oh, it's a sun cat. Hey.
I also think that depending on your definition of the word, water is not wet. It is something which causes wetness.
Yeah. Like you get wet by water.
Yes.
Like, is a submarine wet? Yes. When it's
I don't know. Is it wet, or is it only wet when it's out of the water?
Oh, is that the part of the argument?
Well, I mean, to me, like when something's submerged, I wouldn't necessarily describe it as wet. But once it's out of the water and it's got the moisture on it, then I would describe it as wet.
Right. Okay.
Would you describe a shark as wet if it's in the water?
Yeah. I think I would.
Like, and the sand and the rocks are wet?
Yeah. Wait, sand and rocks on a beach?
No.
Sand and
under
rocks
the water.
underwater. I would describe them as wet. Because, like, if you think about wetness...
And the water itself is wet.
No, the water's not wet. Things in the water are wet by the water. Like, if you imagine...
I would describe them as submerged, but not...
Like, if you imagine a fish, and it's out of the water, it's just out of the water, and it's covered by water, right? So it's got... It'd be a wet fish. Imagine a wet fish.
I am.
I don't think wetness should be decreased by the addition of more water to the fish.
I understand. I feel like maybe...
Or is it like, it's no longer wet, it is submerged?
Yeah, like I feel like maybe air is an important part of what makes wetness wet. But yeah, let's... It says covered or saturated with water or another liquid is the definition of wet.
Surely if a water molecule is wet, if it is adjacent to another water molecule. But it's a water molecule.
Are the molecules touching? But then again, you could say, oh
really
yeah,
touching?
are any molecules touching? Like, is the wetness on your hand touching your hand if you go down to a molecular level? You know? I think water is something that causes wetness. But the wetness is a property of the thing which has been affected by the water, not a property of the water itself. Just like I wouldn't say a fire is burned, I'd say a fire causes burning.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good equivalent thing.
I don't know if it is, because fire doesn't necessarily burn everything. Like, is fire on fire? That's what you're asking, essentially. It's like being on fire is something that I'd equate to something being affected by fire, but not fire itself.
Is fire on fire?
Fire's like, oh god!
Well, fire is an electromagnetic process. I think things can be on fire. I don't think fire can be on fire.
Well, then can water be wet?
No. I think I'm consistent.
Yeah, you are consistent. I give you that. I'm having the argument even though you're not arguing with me.
Yeah. So do you believe the same thing? You don't think fire is on fire?
No, I don't think fire is on fire.
Okay.
I think being on fire is something that happens to things that come in contact with fire, just as being wet is something that happens to things that come in contact with water.
Yep. Is ice wet?
It can cause wetness.
Yeah.
When it's super duper frozen, it's not.
Yeah.
Like if it's super duper frozen, you touch it, you're just stuck to that now, and your skin's coming off.
Katie's like, I have
Katie!
acquired a cup of water. I've decided to name this entity. I've now placed a post-it note on this water naming it wet. This water is now wet.
Oh my god, Katie, you solved it. You solved the water puzzle. You did. I can't say that water is not wet now.
So it says, did you put the note on the water or on the glass though? Because now the glass is wet.
Oh my gosh. Oh god.
That was such a good subversion of that.
It's just a true fact. There's a thing you've named actually water.
The water is not wet. Oh yeah, here's my blue-headed Sonic bear that I painted.
It's not Sonic.
It's not, no. I painted this before the whole Sonic
Bluebird.
travesty occurred.
It's a really good bear, Mike. I love the head on that one.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you. Mind.
He keeps melting. So checking his human name. Plus no observes the water. No gets drenched with the words wet on it. Now the post-it note is wet. No, Noah, no. Oh, damn. We should go.
Oh yeah, we should.
It's 10:11. It's that time again. That time of the year when we say goodbye. We'll see you tomorrow if you're alive. If you can get up as early as we intend to get up at 7 o'clock. This is my aim.
Layer comes. There we go. Wait.
Slayer comes, Slayer comes, Slayer comes, Slayer comes.
Oh, they're over here. Okay.
Oh.
Cool. Thank you very much for this very You're being booped?
I am. It's my D&D group. It looks like there's some details about tomorrow's game that need to be checked over.
Cool. Okay, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah.
And see you tomorrow, maybe?
Yeah, everyone have a great day or have a great sleep if it's nighttime for you. Thanks for joining us and hanging out. It's been really fun, as always. You guys rock.
A good thinking stream.
Yeah, and a good just chatting stream about things, metaphors, relationships, and whether water is wet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. I'm gonna throw this screen at you.
Throw it.
I wonder why Restream always takes a moment to be like, oh. But yeah. Yeah, thanks very much for joining us. And we'll catch you tomorrow. And may the rest
of your day
be filled
with adventure.
Yay.
Bye.